patience, boundaries, and making an effort. Today we talk about these relationships we have that keep falling apart and what to do about it. Roll it. Welcome back to another video where we've been exploring relationships and how they all fit together with integrity, our values, and of course, this little thing called patience. Patience goes a long way, and boundaries play a critical role in whatever we are doing. Today's email comes from somebody who seems to have it all, except they're struggling with that personal touch of that personal relationship factor and that level that they have been kind of losing on over the years, especially with friendships. Here we go. Hi Nikos, I am really confused with my life, specifically my friends. I have a great life. I have everything I need except friends I can trust. Since high school, I realized I would not have as many friends as I did then. I find people keep telling me, hey, let's meet up, and then they cancel. I have canceled too, no doubt. I always try to be there for them and they never do. Why is it that I can't maintain good relationships? I am single, female, six-figure entrepreneur, two good friends that I am not seeing as much. I don't want to lose them too. What can I do? Well, first things first, I have a great life. That statement, you're lucky. Many people don't ever say that. It's not on their vocab. So let's start there. First things first, is stating that and saying that means that you've worked very hard to get to where you want to get. It's incredibly difficult to achieve something like saying, hey, I'm a six-figure entrepreneur, I'm a seven-figure entrepreneur. It's really hard for people to actually even come close to that. Everybody starts businesses and then they don't keep moving with the business and they don't see that success they were looking for. So kudos for you. Secondly, you touch up on some important points that verify the amount of work that has gone into what you're doing. You talk about high school. After high school finished, you realize you'll never have that many friends again. You were probably somebody that had many friends in high school and you thought they were friends. And the reality is when we leave high school, we realize that, there's acquaintances and there's different levels of friendships that you have. You're not gonna be the best friend with everybody. That word besties, it doesn't apply for each and one individual, but rather it's, hey, I got a group of friends and we're all really tight-knit together. But as you start growing and you start experiencing things, you start finding new things that you attribute important values around, and the people that come into your life, the new ones, basically when you go out to a new school to study or you start working somewhere, you start getting these views of what life really is. And in high school, everybody's just together based on a geological area and they're all living in that area and they'll go to that school. But then when you start moving into a more of a school, a career intended school and education there, well, everybody there has a similar mindset. They are there because they find value in where they're going. And of course, they all come from different environments, bringing different characteristics, different sets of knowledge, and different value systems. You start to learn these, and as you start to learn these, well, now your value system starts to change because growth is happening. And then as this progress starts to move forward with whatever you choose to do in your life, well, now you're really geared in what you're doing and you start establishing a purpose. And everybody's purpose will be a little bit different. And this is why as you move towards that purpose, well, your goals align to that purpose, your mindset aligns to that, and then things that you were spending time on, well, you stop spending as much time on it. And this is very simple. And going back to, 5 friends together from high school, they're not going to have the same purpose in life. They're not going to move in the same direction. And then all of a sudden, they all start doing what they need to be doing, and the time allotted for one another decreases. This is just part of life. It's just a normal process, and this is the first step. We have to accept that this will happen. And I know that anybody watching this will understand this, and the best scenario we could put up on the table to look at it is when we talk about family. When people start having kids, you go through the process of getting married, they have their kids, and then their focus is around the kids. it's around raising the kids, and it becomes hectic. And sometimes it becomes so hectic that you don't have time for anything else because you're just focused on making sure your family has everything they need, and everything else goes, flushes down the toilet. You don't have time to go do the things you were doing before, because responsibilities are in that purpose you've set up for yourself, and that's the family in this case. For you, it was entrepreneurship and starting your business and running your business, so no doubt you met other people along the ways, and you had other friends that came in, but that tight-knit group that you had before based on that personal level, you may not have had that because it came from a business level with the new people. And this is where we have to ask ourselves, is it time to find new people, and is it okay to just not continue worrying about losing the other people? Because that answers your question of, why is it that I can't maintain good relationships? And the question is, is your business, do you not have any good relationships there business-wise? I doubt that. I'm 100% sure you have some great relationships in that manner. And I think this friendship side of things is what you're talking about, and that's coming from the perspective that those friends have left you. And when you come back to it and you're like, I always try to be there for them and they never do. Well, if you have everything, how often do you need them to be around for you? How often does that come about? And when we look at people who always need other people, and they always are asking for help, and they're always asking for this or that, well, you're always there for them. But really, are you? Are you always available? Because if you have this big process and growing this entrepreneurship realm, and you haven't had that much time because you're canceling them on and off, well, they're going to go find other friends that will fulfill that need. It's just a matter of how many times do they come and ask compared to how many times you ask, and you might not ask that often. I find myself, there's certain people I never ask for help. I never ask them what to do, and once in a while when I do ask them, they don't have time, and I realized very, very quickly in my life that I can't rely on these people on those small amounts of times I need them. However, I can't be worried about it or feel any kind of negative emotion towards them, because it's not like I ask them all the time for stuff. It's just once in a while, and that once in a while maybe they're not available. I can't control. They need to do what they need to do with their lives. So yes, at the end of the day, you're asking, what can I do to not lose the last two friends I have? And my idea behind it is, you can't really do much. We can't control people. We can't make people want to spend time with us. We can't make people want to be the people we want them to be, or the people they were. Everybody's going through growth. And the reality is, all you can do with these people is do the best you can to carry on a relationship of the level that you want to, and you have to leave it to them to reciprocate. And if they don't, they don't. You're saying you're single. Why are you single? The question begs, through the times of you building your business, were you ever in relationships? Did you focus on the relationship, stop focusing on your friends? Are your friends in relationships, and now, you're wondering, hey, what can I do? You're saying you're single, so that means, you have plenty of time because there's nobody else in your life, so you really don't want to lose them too, because then what if? The question really begs, what is it that you want and need right now? And can these two people even provide that for you? Is this something where you need to spend energy to keep, or do the best you can and let the relationship go the way it has to? Honestly, the one thing you need to be doing is focusing on the things that are going to help you grow as a person, and start growing in such a way where you can start finding people that you can grow new relationships with. People that are in the same realm of thinking as you, as the way you've grown to. You're saying you're single, you need to find somebody that can be your partner, that can support you and walk with you on the growth patterns you're going, and you in turn support them as they go through what they're going through. Clearly, where you've got into with your entrepreneurship and your business, it's going to keep growing. It's going to get bigger and bigger. And the question is, is that why you've lost so many friends along the way? And, will the last two stick around if you keep going the route you're going? Or do you need to bring those like-minded people that are going to support you through that growth and want to be there with you? I've gone through this process, and the reality is that the people I have in my life right now, the good ones that have stuck around, understand where I'm coming from. They understand what I'm doing. I understand what they're doing, and we support each other through that growth of whatever we're doing. And yes, some friends I don't hear from for a long time, and then some I hear from like every other day, and they're just checking in, making sure everything's good, and we have our conversations, and off we go. And then some of them we meet, and you can't have the same relationship with everybody. There's not enough time in the day, especially when you want to do everything else you are destined to be doing, the things that your life purpose is all about. This all plays into patience, because you need to understand that you can't fix any of this overnight. You can't fix you can't just do a quick turn on the switch and all of a sudden everything is moving in the right direction. This is taking the time to effectively put into place everything you're working on with your current friends and the new people you're going to be meeting. And this is saying, hey, I'm going to build up my values and on this friendship arena, and I'm going to stick to my integrity on the decisions I make. So when I have to cancel, I'll cancel for only certain specific reasons, and that's it. And the rest of the time, it's not going to be because I'd rather be sitting on the couch watching TV, because I never get time to do that. It's going to be, hey, I'm going to go out there and meet up with my friends, especially when I promised. And when the new people are coming in your life, you'll stick to that same set of rules and stick to your integrity. It's very simple that this process has to occur, or else you're going to be feeling like this for a very long time until you finally, start doing it. Once we accept this as reality and we start implementing this and patience comes along, well, now we can start focusing on what is the best relationship that I need and start finding that significant other and let everything grow on its own. This is where you're going to start putting those boundaries into place. And I'm 100% sure your friends have put boundaries in, and the new people that are going to come in your life will have boundaries. And this is where you work together between the boundaries to actually grow these relationships. When you're achieving everything in your life, but you're missing out on that personal one-on-one, that, connectivity that we have with humans, it's a hard place to be. And people don't really understand that, because in their mind, most people are thinking about money and where they're going to pay the next bill. And you're in a good place on that side, but you're trying to swim in muddy water to keep friendships alive that may have passed the time, and that that time has moved on, and you're trying to hold on to something that isn't even there anymore. Take some time and think about these words and ask yourself, look at where you are and how does this apply with the friends you have? What kind of relationship can you still have with them? Is it worth spending effortless hours feeling the way you are feeling, or can you put that energy into finding new people that can come in your life that will be proactive in getting you to be the best you can be, and you getting them to be the best they can be? My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit a like if you like what you see. Of course, subscribe and leave a comment below. Maybe you've experienced something similar and maybe you have a different mindset on it, because who knows, somebody might be reading it and your comment might help change a life.